What is Australia doing correct with women's cricket that India needs to follow? What are the best practices that we can pick up from there?
The main thing is now that we're starting to see the international players being well paid, that is their profession, but it's the next tier under. And so for here in Australia, the WBBL and the Women's National Cricket League, which is a 50-over competition, our state players are paid. Now, they're still not paid professionally, and I know that that's something that a lot of people are championing behind that, and they're not far off. So they're probably 85% of your minimum wage here in Australia. So what, about 50 to 60,000 Australian dollars.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get them up to around that 80. So if you start to have more and more players dedicating all their time to cricket, what that means is they're training at decent times, not early in the morning, late at night, and then trying to fit in work or study. They're eating correctly, they're recovering properly, and they've got more time to work on not only batting, bowling and fielding, but from a strength point of view. And you'll start to see all of that on the field. And we've certainly seen that from the international level. But if you've got young girls pushing and knocking on the door, it just challenges those that are already at the top. And you need that to happen. You need that internal push.
You know what I'd said in the pre-show? No crumbs. No crumbs. It's got to be like, you've got to go all in. Literally, you've got to go all in. And I think Indian cricket needs to do that as well. What Lisa is saying is that's how fitness, recovery, when you've got to play sport at this level, it can't be a plus one. It can't just be another thing that you're doing. If you want to be competing at that level, then you have to be all in. And I think somewhere, and there was a lot of talk about that after the 2020 World Cup final as well, right? Is the athleticism. There was a big delta between the athleticism of Australia and the athleticism of India at the time. And again, Joy, that comes up to things like, nutrition and training and recovery and, just all those things.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I had experience with the under-17 men's football team. And what was the problem? The problem was we did terrific nutrition for a bunch of 25, 30 players. So we got 25, 30 players together, and for 3 years, we gave them terrific nutrition, everything they wanted. That's exactly a lot of what's happening in Indian women's cricket now. There's a core of 30, 35 who are getting great nutrition, great stuff. But the point of it is that means that you're going to get your best players only for them. That's not going to work. You basically need good nutrition, good training practices to reach 300 players, 3,000 players. Then you're starting to talk about numbers that bubble up at the top. Our problem here is that I don't think the top level of Indian women's cricket is badly served in terms of nutrition and payments. I think they're badly served in terms of the number of matches they play. They're really badly served there. That's the basic problem with women's cricket in India. But the basic point is that below that level, you just need a much, much, much larger, wider net. And that's what's not happening. And look, when you have that many people, why did men's cricket suddenly start doing so well? Because the IPL casts such a wide net. And you say that, I may not make it to the Indian team, but if I make it to an IPL team I'm made, suddenly instead of 11 or 15 people being relevant in India, there are 170 cricketers relevant in India. That's a 10x. When you have a 10x at the top level, that's a 10x everywhere level down. And that's what women's cricket needs. Just that much more than, and look, there are enough organizations. Again, I go back and say there are enough organizations. You go to a Levers, they have so many brands that are almost exclusively women. You think they're not going to support stuff like this? They are. You ask them the right questions, you offer them the right incentives to be a part of it. They all want to be a part of their journey. Let's just try and do this. That's all I say.